Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I was planning to do some S80 videos for you guys, for my subscribers and everyone who wants to watch. So basically we did in the first part video, you're gonna see guys how to remove the back cover, which is gonna be very easy. You'll see if you follow a few simple steps with tools for no more than $10, maximum £10 in the UK here, up to 15. You'll be able to do yourself as well with no really too much training, but just follow the simple steps and you'll be in a success path as well. And then the second video, it was about the battery, how you can replace the battery. And this one, in the third video, I'm gonna show you guys basically what's inside this phone, what we got here. They haven't did too much changes in between the last model S7 Edge with this one. So we'll try to have a look with the over the board and the charging port, what they change it, and if maybe this video is gonna help people to locate some parts or whatever, from my experience, if I recognize any chip like audio chip or the memory chip, I'm gonna point it out, and hopefully it's gonna help a bit, So let's see what we've got here. So I already disconnected the LCD in the previous video. I believe this flex cable here is from the volume button, and this new button here, which I haven't got any idea, because I don't really use this phone anymore that much, So I put this here just to protect my camera. I said in the previous video, while you're using the contact spray and this Falcon to separate the battery and the back cover, you make sure you use this protection thingy here, because if you got any dust in your back camera, it's gonna affect your back camera performance. So what we're doing now is just separating the flexes. I use my fingernail always because I don't really want to use other thing. Remove the SIM tray first, so you'll be able to use to extract the board out. I'll use my tweezer just to separate. Use this as an anchor. Don't try to puncture it direct on the board, because this board is very thin. Just put a small pressure and that's it. It comes up. And that's it. These are area. Don't really need to keep in mind which color went to where, because they're really designing that matter that it doesn't go further. So definitely blue is longer than white, so nothing to worry about. So before I'm gonna try to extract the battery, normally I don't really disconnect the front camera. I'll just leave it on and see how complicated that could be. So I'm just trying to take the board and see if there's any extra connection. It looks like the front camera is not gonna come up because it's stuck somehow in, and I'll have to extract the front camera as well. Before I do that, I have to take my protection off and try to peel it out somehow. And with this phone, you have to make sure you do not damage the board, because they got very thin components here. They use the latest ones. This camera has a bigger connector. That's the first thing I would say. It's a difference between this and S7 Edge is just the front camera, which I believe it's stronger, or because it's a dual camera. I have no idea. I'll have to check it. Don't want to use the tweezer. Usually I work with my tweezers, but when I do work over a brand new phone which I haven't got any idea what's in there, I don't really want to make any mistakes. So yep, it's the first look on the motherboard. So we've got the charging port saying like it's 7 disconnected from here, and here we go. We released the motherboard out. Okay, we're gonna try to have a look even underneath these heat plates, but I don't want to reuse the heat station now, because this is a fully functional phone. I don't want to really damage the board. So basically we've got identical like S7. SIM card is down the bottom here, and the SD card is here. What we have here, I'm gonna try to zoom, guys. I'll leave this here for a second. I'm just gonna try to zoom in first. see if I can explain you a bit about the board. So we got here what we have, as I said, the reader connections, the camera. I would say it's a very good one design. So let's see what kind of chips do we have here. Okay, let's see on the phone. We got here, I have no idea what kind of chip, because I don't know really recognize this chip, but because if it's next to the front cam, the back camera, it could be the actual power driver for the back camera, you know. These ones, I haven't got idea, but we'll try to recognize you. Yep. These ones are the coil from the actual ringer, I believe. Yeah, from the actual vibrator from the phone. These are the coils, and these are the connectors as well. And these two are from the power button. So if your power button doesn't work, you have to check from here all these connections around. And these two coils here, they basically are, I believe it works to change the frequency of the vibrator. So that will be definitely what we have here. Let's see, I believe that we got the charging chips as well. Don't really have that good light here, which is sad, but yep, I believe these are the charging chips for us. And let's turn the board just to have a look. Yep, we've got some charging chips definitely, but I can't really tell you which one is which. We'll have to wait for ZXW to release the schematics and the motherboard, so we'll be more precisely. But in electronics, it's quite very easy. When you design anything like a motherboard, like a PCB, you always have to keep in mind if the charging point is starting from here, all about the charging has to be somewhere next to it. You can't really put it too far. You can't put it back to the front camera, you know, or something like that. These ones, unfortunately, I can't really remove it. It's as you can see, these heat plates are basically melted proper on the motherboard. This one, it looks like a copper, but let's see. Sorry, I didn't notice that you don't see it. Actually, we've got some heatsink, like for the main processor. Oh no, I believe this here is what we have, we call our EMC chip, which is the memory one. Let's have a look if that's right or not. I can't really read it now. Yeah, I believe it's that one. Unfortunately, I can't really say yes or not, because it looks like, but it could be the processor as well. So because I don't really want to remove it, the plates, I'm not gonna be really sure about it. So as you can see, you got some things, small things here, which works like a heat sink, and just to transfer the heat to this thing, and might be to direct it here. If you see it in these copper wires, copper tubes, sorry. So yeah, I believe this is the role for it, because it goes like that, which means it will transfer all the heat from the processor. Then it should be the processor definitely, because that overheating in the working time, it will transfer back to the bezel and try to cool it down. Okay, and in the back, can we take this off? Not really. It's melted here. So yeah, we've got the LCD connector here, as you can see. We've got the LCD connector here. Oh yeah, look, they kept the same thing like for the speaker. If you got any speaker problem with this model, you'll look at these two coils here. You see, these are the low frequency, I believe, coils, or anything which is with speaker. It's more like a filter for the speaker, you know. And maybe this is a simple transistor to amplify a bit the sound. but as I said guys, it's everything blurry for me even, because I haven't really seen the schematic. But I can tell you from the previous ones, this one here for example, look, this one is with the proxy and with the proxy and the gyroscope as well. Anything related with your auto-rotating screen and light screen, it's with this chip. If you got no proxy, if you got no light sensitive, if you got no nothing like sensorial response from the phone, it's this one. You have to go on the microscope, check if there's no short here on this capacitance here, capacitor here, and then that's the chip. This chip is not that easy to repair, because this chip does not take too much heat. You have to do it everything under like 3-4 seconds maximum. Just remove it and put it back in new one. If you use too much temperature, it's gonna burn. It has a very sensitive layer on top. I always, when I did this, it just damaged it, and I had to learn a different technique how to just remove it fast and put it back in new one. So I use it 450 degree to remove this chip. This is how I sort my my problem. Yeah, we've got a microphone here. I believe it's from the front camera, and the speaker microphone will be on the other part. Yeah, so we got the chip, memory chip here. I don't really know what kind of BGA is it, but as I said, when the schematic will be released, we'll know for sure. So we've got battery connector here. No, this is not battery, sorry. I believe it's not battery. Oh, let me see. No, the battery was here. So here what we have is the power connector. Power connector? No, it wasn't the power connector. It was basically the volume buttons, and what we have here. No, actually is in the screen you'll see the proximity sensor here. So if this is the proximity sensor here, you've got the connector here, you see? This is the connector from the proximity sensor which comes here. So it means it's the proximity and the LED sensor here. So yeah, that's it what you have. And actually the volume buttons are basically connected with this kind of connector. So very easy to observe that they use this kind of techniques this time. So that's pretty much all what I can say about it. You've got here, this is a camera chip. You'll see it here. This one, let's try to focus a bit. Yeah, this one is the camera chip. It works for the camera, I remember. It has a mirror as well on the S7. So that's pretty much all, guys. What I will try to tell you guys is don't really try attempting changing the SIM reader, and I'm gonna tell you why, guys. As you can see, this SIM reader is connected and has multiple connections here for the SIM and the SD card here, and the connections are, as you can see here, but it's inside as well. And in order to remove this this size, you will have to heat up with the board for like 3 to 5 minutes. If you do that with the board just to replace the SIM tray, you're gonna damage the memory. So even if you'll fix it, it's gonna be stuck in a boot loop or something like that, or it's gonna be blocked and you can't really restore your phone anymore. So you're just gonna kill your motherboard, you know. Just I will suggest not try attempting it, but anyway, if anyone has any kind of suggestion how you can do it, maybe I'll give it a try as well, but I would suggest not really to, you know. So that's it, guys. Nothing really much to say about the board, unless I see the schematics. And I've got digital microscope, but I don't really have a stand, so I'm gonna show you guys just a second. I've got this microscope. I got this one. I just bought it more than a year ago, but I don't really use it because when I do videos home, I don't. I haven't really set up my lab like to film here as well, so I just have to buy a stand for this piece of equipment. And after, I'm just gonna put an LED here and a lamp, and then I'm gonna try to show you guys whatever we have here on the motherboard. So it'll be really easy to explain step by step of what kind of chips, and we can go through internet, and if we find the schematics, I can show you guys. Nothing complicated. Oh, look what I noticed. So as I said about this chip, you remember this one here, this chip, it's a sensor chip as well, but look, they put another two here as well, identical, nothing, no changes. So you got three sensor chips. Because the problem with S6 and even with S5, S7, it's these sensor chips, they fail quite often. So I don't know, maybe they changed the design, or some better engineers works in Samsung now, who knows. So let's go further. So what we have in here, it's the front camera. Let's see if we can disconnect the front camera. Have a look in the front camera as well. Not really. I believe it's stuck on the bottom with some sort of a glue, but I just want to have a look and see what kind of camera they used. I believe this is the way you... There's actually like a small gap in between here. You can pry maybe some tools and lift the front camera. Oops, there's something here. Just don't want to get dust in there. That's why sometimes I don't really want to remove things, but it's just for science purpose, let's say. So yeah, we've got dual camera. This is how it looks like, guys. So this camera, I would say it will be at least 50 pounds in order to replace it. It's not gonna be a cheap camera. As you can see inside, you'll have to remove all these kind of small bits from here in order to access the front glass. This is not gonna be easy repair to change the glass, but anyway, there's always solutions, don't worry, because these phones were designed by us, not by aliens, you know. So removing the speaker, let's see what we got under the speaker here. So anytime when you try to access something here, just make sure you don't really bend anything here. And that's the speaker we have in here. But I don't really want to use the glue, not the glue, the spray. So I'm not gonna try to force it too much. Actually, I'm not gonna try to take this out, because with S7H they put it's like an adhesive underneath, so it doesn't you know, when you talk over the phone, if this is gonna move, it's gonna vibrate and it's gonna distort the sound. So if I remove this, it's gonna have problems afterwards. But I believe it's a simple speaker. We can even try to see how many ohms we have here. Let's just have a look. I believe it's like, I believe it will be like 16, but let's see. With the S7, I don't really remember. Maybe I checked it, but I don't really remember. So let's see how much do we have. So we got ohms. These are my modify, I would say, because you see it has to be very thin in order to perform any repair on the motherboard. You have to be able to access the connectors, you know, so whatever you're gonna test. So if we check here, let's see how much do we have. So we got 27. That's quite new. I don't remember, but I believe it was 16 with S7 last time when I checked. But this is one way you can check it as well, but there's another way you can put like a small voltage here, like I will use 1 volt and it will create a sound. But yeah, it works. This is one way you can use the multimeter to check the speaker. It's checking the how much ohms does it have. It's like the impedance of the coil in here. And the second part is if you put on diode testing, if it's shorting, it's gonna ring, the machine is gonna ring. So definitely, because it's a coil in there, it's gonna ring, because it's continuously. But if it doesn't work and you check it here and it doesn't ring, it means it's the coil is broken inside. So not much that you can do. Same with the ring as well. The ringer actually, many people doesn't know, it's like a speaker. It has a magnetic round thing in here and a coil on around it, and based on the frequency of the signal sent it to this disconnected, it's gonna work like a speaker, you know. And because the signal is how to say, it's a perfect wave, and it doesn't have any fluctuations in the signal, in the waveform. That's why causing the effect of vibrating, you know. So you'll see it's a coil, it rings. And let's say what kind of coil, what's the impedance of the coil. So what we got, it's a 14.6 exactly, it doesn't fluctuate it. So we got 14.6 the impedance, 40.6 ohms. That's the resistance in there. So that's it, nothing really that you can check. Other thing you can check, for example, you can check your buttons. For example, you got the button here, you put the connector here, and let's see if it doesn't work. Now I'm just creating a short, sorry. So basically look here. So what we have this. So I'm trying to put it, and when you press, it just doesn't. Yep. Okay. So you see, this is one way you can check your connectors as well. Same mode here as well. You just have to do it proper. So these two connectors are for these buttons, and I believe a combination of something will be here. I'll wave this to ground and use this one. This is how they use it. Yeah, this is the second button, and with this one will be the volume up here. Very easy, guys. You see, nothing complicated. You can check the battery voltage as well to establish where are the pins as well, but it's very easy. With the battery, it's nothing complicated. All you have to do is just make sure you got the ground if you want to check the voltage. See these pins here, these ones, the mass, it's actually the ground, and internally it's just one wire. You see, that's the positive connection. Nothing really complicated, no big science here. But this is a dual battery, it has a dual power here. So that's it, guys. Nothing else I would say about this phone. Really, what I'm gonna do next, guys, what I'm gonna try to do is try to show you how to the thing is, only if I have time, I'll try to show you if how you can remove this whole mid frame, the bezel, and access the main screen, so you can do a refurb screen as well. But in order to do that, I'm gonna have to take a 1 day, because it's gonna be a complicated process. It's not that easy. But anyway, guys, if you want me to show you how to do a glass replacement, I'm not gonna do it through machines. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna do on top of the screen. So I'm gonna show you exactly the same way I did with the back cover. I'm gonna do with the front screen as well. So it's a very light chassis. I would say it's really lighter than S7. It's even the copper they use in here, it's lesser than S7. It looks quite okay. I'm really impressed with this one, to be fair, so far. But as I said in the previous videos, the battery is really low, so I don't know what to say. You know, people are not really always impressed about the visual aspect of a device. It's more about the performance as well. Some people are just buying phones to play games or just use it for social media things like photos and selfies. And if the battery doesn't perform with the required they have, and this phone, I'm telling you, it was like £700. You'll be disappointed, you know. I even noticed on my phone that when they assemble back the screen, it has a small gap here in between. I don't know if you can really see it, but I was quite a bit surprised, because at this price it has to be really impeccable, guys, you know. You're not fucking paying like 800 pounds, 700 pounds. It's just for something like, it's not perfect, you know. It looks okay, I'm not saying it doesn't look okay, but it has to be really, really well presented, you know. When you take it, the first impression, you know. And for some people, they really have eyes and they can check the quality, and I don't know. Whoever aligned the LCD on my phone, it's not that well, you know. I've got a gap here as well, a gap in here, and in the bottom here. You know, in one side it's more pressed down, and in this side it's a bit up. I don't know if you can really see it, but you see what I mean here. So when I'm gonna try to replace the glass, I'm gonna definitely start from this point. So when I'm gonna prepare, if anyone wants to know when I'm gonna prepare the glass replacement, that's gonna be possible only when they're gonna release the glass, so I can replace it as well. So then I'm gonna be able to do it for you guys to, you know, to see it. I can show you one kind of solution. This is why I use 833 to. This is the solution I'm gonna use to. After you separate the glass, there's a kind of glue in here. It's a ochre glue, which is a very strong glue to remove. I will show you on a different screen. This kind of glue. This is a digitizer 516, but it's very similar with this one. So you see, if I peel this off, then you got here an ochre sheet, which it's quite very hard to remove, to be fair. I'm just gonna try to show you on an old glass. I'm not gonna try to damage one. So what we got here, we've got an iPhone 5 glass here, which I laminated an ochre sheet, and you'll see, remove this. After I remove this one, and look guys, it's very, very sticky, believe me guys. It's quite sometimes impossible to, if you put your fingerprint in here, that's it guys, you have to remove it. But because this one, it hasn't been pressed with too much temperature, it will come easy off. But the S7, in fact S7, they've been pressed with machines. They haven't used like the cheap machines what we can get in the market. They use like very, very expensive, it might be £1 million machine. So they generate different kind of temperature, you know. So this is the solution guys. 833 is the solution to remove this thing here. All I'm gonna do guys in the videos, you're gonna see, use this the solution with this brush and leave it 5 minutes, and the screen will look like impeccable. Use the ochre this sheet, this cloth, and that's it. Nothing complicated really. If you start when you start a job and start thinking that it's gonna be very complicated, then you're gonna damage the thing, you know. So so far it's very easy, nothing complicated. You're gonna use the Falcon in order to clean and leave no dust. And the way I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna put local glue, unfortunately, but this one it's no local glue inside. I'm gonna use local glue, and what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna try to put the glass back, as I said, when I'm gonna have the glass, and that's it. Nothing complicated. This is how I'm gonna do it. But anyway, what I wanna say, anyone from you, if they want to send the phone to me to replace the front glass, I'm gonna post another video with some results, broken and after, and you're gonna see proper refurbed S7, S6 and S8. So what we charging for the moment is like 220, I believe, for this model to replace the glass. When they're gonna release the screen, the glass, I mean, this will be the price to replace the glass. But I don't know, when you're gonna maybe start watching the video, this is gonna be really, really old, so who knows, maybe it'll be much cheaper just to buy a new one. So now we all assemble it back. What we do, put back camera on, make sure there's no nothing in there. The way I'm putting back, it's very easy, nothing complicated. So in this part, I'm gonna try to assemble it. As you can see, the guys they did the phone very easy to build it back. What you're gonna do is just gonna connect the actual charging port back to it. Make sure it clicks. If it doesn't click, it might be not gonna charge, or might be not gonna have sound, you know. So make sure it clicks, and you got no worries about it afterwards. Okay, guys, nothing complicated. So I'm really sorry if I keep mentioning that nothing is complicated, but you know, I noticed that I learned a few people around my jobs, and they always when I try to teach someone, they will always start saying, oh, it's too complicated for me. But to be fair, if you start looking in that way, you will never gonna do anything in your life, you know. So it's just try to think that nothing is complicated in life, and you'll just succeed. Everything, believe me, everything will just this is the universal law how it works. If you believe in yourself, it's just working. And that's not only one thing, it's just one starting thing, you know, how you should start in your life. So connect back the LCD. With this one, I will suggest you to be very careful because it's a very thin connector. Put back, use your hand just to feel that it snaps back, you know, clicks. Make sure these two aerial connects back and clicks. If they don't really click, you're not gonna have signal. Maximum signal you can get and you can reach without this clicking only by touching a bit. It's just one line, so make sure you do it proper. So that's it, guys, with the board. Nothing else which I at the moment, nothing else which I have to really improve in this video. Until they're gonna release on the ZXW tools the schematics, not really much I can do. So this is the Zillion X work I told you about. If you want to buy this one, I left a link in the description down below so you can access it as well. Just try to buy an original one. This one will help you to diagnose the boards, the schematics. You got basically schematics for iPhone, for all Apple's generation, Samsung so far till S7 Edge, and you got schematics for BlackBerry, Nokia's, and many other old phones like Xperia, whatever. But so far they haven't released the S8, so we'll have to wait for it. When you buy this one, I will try to suggest you, I'm not going to show you because this is my serial number, but it has on the USB, you see there's a number here. Let's try to zoom in. Yeah, there's a number. If it doesn't have that number, it's a fake one, so just don't buy it. Try to buy one. If you buy the one and you don't spot the serial number here, do not buy. It's a copy dongle. It's a cracked one basically, and they just put in something similar case, and they sell it for a fucking really expensive price. Just don't get it. Will release for the phone, for the dongle. It's just not gonna work anymore, and it's gonna be blacklisted. This one is like a phone, so just make sure it's an original one. So that's it, guys, with the S7 motherboard. S8 motherboard. So far we got 3 videos with the back cover, battery replacement, and the motherboard explaining how to change the connectors and whatever. With the charging port, I will have to say the charging port goes like S7. It goes underneath the front screen. So in order to access the charging port, unfortunately, you have to remove the bezel, which it's not with cards. You can't really pry with cards in between here. It has to be a cleaning bath solution. What you have to do is you have to buy a solution called 9666. That's what I believe it's gonna work for this model. It's what we use for S6 Edge and S7 Edge, and that solution basically will leave it like no more than 1 minute, or maybe not even 30 seconds, and it's just gonna separate itself, you know. It's gonna you just put your finger here and the screen is gonna come really easy off. And this is the way you do S6 Edge Plus charging port replacement. S6 S6 normal, I've got on my channel a solution which you don't really have to use the solution. That's the cleaning. You can use the cards only. But with this model, that's it. Nothing complicated. Nothing more to really say about it. So that's it guys, thanks for watching, and just follow the next videos. I'm gonna put the battery back in the back cover and assemble back the phone, and in the end I'll show you guys the phone will look exactly as it was before. I can give it to anyone and nobody will really notice that I even opened the phone. So if you follow all these steps guys, you'll see it's nothing complicated. So that's it guys, thanks for watching, and please subscribe, and let me know anything else you wanna see on my channel, because this channel is gonna be for few more years, like at least 10 years. So I just want to have more projects, not only with phones, and I want you to, if you have anything like you want to see, just let me know. Okay, thanks for watching, and please subscribe guys. Thank you, bye bye.